Good Tuesday morning, everybody. Beautiful Tuesday morning here in Central Florida. Starting the day off at 66 beautiful degrees. We're going to have another great day. I don't think it hit 90 yesterday. Either way, yeah, no video yesterday. I put a short little blurb up on TikTok, but no videos. I had a hard time getting into it, so here we are today. The camping trip overnight with the 5-year-old went great. He had such a good time that when we left, he cried to get in the truck, and he cried halfway home on a 45-minute ride because he didn't want to stop playing with the other little boys. So that was good, and he's excited to go on the next one. So I am too. It was a lot of fun. Yesterday was tough, but it is what it is, right? We just gotta work through it and move on the best we can and try to stay positive. So I had someone come to me with an odd request yesterday, and it's really not unusual. I think people come to me because they know that I'll get it if I can. I'll take care of what their issue is if I can. Lots of times, people will be asking for something to help. Sometimes the managers will come back to me and say, I don't want to spend $2,500 on this piece of equipment. And I said, well, here's your gamble. $2,500 on a piece of equipment to prevent a back injury, or you own a young fellow's back for his whole life. Which would you prefer? To me, it's that simple. $2,500 is nothing if it prevents a back injury. Reduction of risk is the name of the game. Just because you don't think it's worth it because there's no history of having major injuries doesn't mean the risk isn't there, and you never know what could happen. And if an employee needs something, you need to take care of the employee. Safety shoes, safety glasses, whatever it is. You're better off just taking care of the employee. By taking care of the employee in that matter, you're taking care of the company, and that's your job. Do both. But he came with me. He said, I've got a gentleman here from a different country. He's got a 220 plug on his computer, and he has an adapter, but it won't work. I said, well, of course it won't. I said, an adapter's not the problem. You need an inverter. And he looked at me funny, and I said, when I was in Germany, I had some 110 stuff, and I had to have an inverter to plug into 220 to run the 110. It's the same thing going back the other way around. If you want to run 220 off 110, you need an inverter. There might be a different name for it, but it's basically a box that plugs in the wall and makes it so you can run your equipment on it. And it's in 220 versus 110 or 125. I remember when I went to Germany, that's the first thing they told me, hey, if you're going to use a U.S. equipment with a U.S. plug, then you need to use this inverter. And I had an iron and a couple other things that needed that. And it's simple. But you can't plug a 220 device into 110 or 125 and expect it just to work. And I looked at the charge adapter, and I thought, well, if we have something with the same output, we can try a different charger. Oh, no, it needs 220. I said, well, then you need an inverter. So I don't think I got through to him, but it's this is what it is. You help the best you can, and some you just can't help. Just the way it is. So I'm in Polk County today instead of Hillsborough County because I'm still trying to help ICT get something taken care of for HR. A little kiosk thingamajigger just doesn't want to work. So I sent it to corporate, and they sent it back, and it still doesn't want to play. Sometimes in Microsoft updates mess you up. Just saying. But hey, no matter what happens, we're still here. We're still moving forward. Last night, I left work a little late last night. I ran by a couple stores. I went to Crowder Brothers Ace Hardware. It's a smaller store, but they have good customer service and everything you need. And I just don't enjoy going to Lowe's or Home Depot anymore. You have to use the self-checkout. They never work right. And it's, if I'm doing a big project and getting it delivered, then that's fine, but I don't care to go to the store anymore, ever. There's no one there that knows what they're talking about anymore, and they don't care about customer service. So, it's just my opinion. I used to work at Lowe's. Changed a lot. But hey. So while I was getting the grill going, I went ahead and started disassembling a partial fence panel that we had cut to finish up the fence, to get some boards off. I know you can buy the individual boards, but I got a panel there with boards on it to do the little trim pieces in between the fence panels, finish it off. Once I get those assembled, I'll fire up the air compressor and get the nail gun out, and I'll pop those together in probably a couple hours, including cleanup. So, a few more posts for the front, but I need to call the Before You Dig, make sure I don't hit anything I shouldn't. I need to know where that gas line is for sure, and we'll just go from there, one day at a time. Y'all have a good one. Always strive to do the very best. When you fail, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, learn from it, and move on. That's all anybody can ask for you, and that's what you should be asking of yourself.